Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to my students. Now we have reached to the concluding uh, part of this chapter, and that is examination practice questions. Now in examination practice question, I uh, try that each and every question must be solved before you. And let me take question number one. And let before going to questions, I may show you the book. Okay. Now this is the book, and page is 132, chapter is 6, and the topic is examination practice question and past paper questions. Now question examination practice. Examination practice. Okay. Now in examination practice question, let me take question number one. And given that t is equal to 3p minus 5, t is equal to 3p minus 5, and I have to calculate t. I have to calculate when p is given. Now p is given and p is 12. It is very simple question, and what I have to find is t. Okay. Now as you know that it is very easy question, so let me do it in just 2 or 3 steps. Now it is equal to t is equal to 3. We'll manipulate the value of p where the p is written, wheresoever p is written, but only we have one p over here. So manipulate 12 instead of p, because this is the value of p, minus 5. Now it will become 312 times 36 minus 5, and it will become 31. Now t is equal to 31. Now it is equal to 31. So it was quite a simple question. Now in mountaineering, in general, question number 2. Before reading, let me, in mountaineering, in general, the higher you go, the colder it gets. It is very general principle. The higher you go, the colder you get, because there is pressure, loss of pressure and loss of oxygen as well. The colder it gets, the formula shows the height and temperature relation. Now there is a formula for height and temperature. Temperature is equal to temperature drop. Now it is temperature drop in centigrades. Temperature drop in centigrade is equal to, now it is height increase in height, and it is divided by 200. Now this is the formula given in question number 2. Now there are two parts of this question. Number A, if the temperature of at a height of 500 meter is 23. Now in part A, temperature is given. Temperature or T is given is equal to 23 degrees centigrade. It is 23 degrees centigrade. And what else is given? Height. Height age is given. Height age is given, that is 500 meters. Now this is 500 meters. Now dear students, notice that what does temperature this formula is saying to you. It is temperature drop in centigrade when increase in height. When there is increase in height, the temperature will drop, and which is divided by some constant, and that is 200. Now when you reach to the height of from 500 to 1300, 500 to 1300. Now what is the increase in height? This is increase in height. Notice that this is increase in height. When you reach from 500 to 1300, that means you have covered how much more distance? You have covered 800 meters more. Now increase in height. Increase in age is equal to 1300 minus 500. That is equal to 800. Let me write clearly. 800 meters. 800 meters. And for 800 meters, what temperature should you get? That means when you are increasing in height, the temperature should drop. The temperature should drop in centigrade. Now, for the simple formula, there is a simple formula ahead. Okay, now let me write it over here. 800 meters. Manipulate this temperature drop is equal to increase in height is 800 meters and divided by the constant that is equal to 200. What will we get here is only 4 degree centigrade. Now this 4 degree centigrade is the drop in temperature. You see temperature drop in centigrade. Now this 4 degree is not your answer. Now this 4 degree is not your answer because we have an initial temperature which was 23 degrees centigrade. Now this temperature was at the start of the journey where we were at 500 meters. Now we have gone to 1300 meters. The temperature then was 23 degrees centigrade, and of course when the height is increased, the temperature is dropping because these are inversely proportional. So what will we do? We'll T2 minus, okay, T1 minus T2. We'll do it like this way. This is the initial temperature, this is the final temperature. So it will become T1 was 23 degrees centigrade and minus 4 degrees centigrade. It will become 19 degrees centigrade. Now at the height of 1300 meters, we will be experiencing 19 degrees centigrade. What will we be experiencing? 19 degrees centigrade. Now this was your answer, and the part B says how far would you need to climb to experience a temperature drop of 5 degrees centigrade. 5 degrees centigrade. Now you see that we have experienced here 4 degrees dropped. 4 degree drop. If we want to uh, go to 5 degree drop, so what will we do? Now it is very obvious. You have already calculated 4 degrees. Now if the temperature drop is 5 degrees centigrade, temperature, now this was the temperature drop. Now if it was 23 minus 5, 23 minus 5, so the temperature will become 18 degree, 18 degrees centigrade. It will become 18 degrees centigrade, but we are not concerned with the, now we have to find the height, the more height we have attained, because the temperature has been reduced to 1 degree centigrade. You see the temperature has been reduced to 1 degree centigrade. Now you see that what we get over here is 1 degree centigrade. The difference is 1 degree centigrade. Now when we have increased, we have dropped the temperature from 1 degree. You see when it was 4 degree, now it is 5 degree. Now this is the temperature drop is 1 degree. Temperature drop is 1 degree now. And of course 1 degree, and we have to find the increase in height. Increase in height divided by 200. Now this is the formula, you know it. We have already two values, so just multiply it with 200. Now you get 200 meters is equal to increase in height. Okay, this is increase in height. 200 meter increase in height. Now, what was our initial? What was our initial? It was 1300. You remember? In part A, it is given 1300 meters. In part A, it is given that 1300 meters. Now, from 1300 meters, the temperature drop is 1 degree. From 1300 meter, we have increased 200 more meters. 200 more meters. So it will become 1500 meters. So it will become 1500 meters. Now the total drop of temperature at 1500 meter will be 5 degrees centigrade. 5 degrees centigrade. Now the previous one was 4 degrees centigrade, and at 1300, from 1300 meter we have increased 200 meter, and the final answer is 1500 meter, when the total temperature drop is 5 degree centigrade. What we brought in the first was 19 degree, and now it is 18 degree. So I hope you would have understood my point. Now last question of this is 3. Now my dear students, after completing question number 2, I hope you would have understood that question number 2. That was a little tricky question, but anyway, I'm going to proceed to question number 3 now. The formula E is equal to 3n can be used to relate the number of sides uh, in the base of prism and to the number of edges. Okay, now question number 3, and it has two parts, and a formula is given. Let me take part A and part 2. Let me read the questions first. E is equal to 3n. Now n, what he has explained that n is the relate to the number of side n. Now for example, we have a square prism. If I could draw it, you see this is a square prism, and thus E is equal to 3n, and the n is the sides of the prism. N is the sides in the base of the prism. Sides in the base of the prism. Okay, now this has 4. In the prism, to the number of edges E, to the number of edges. Okay, these are the edges. Okay, now E of that prism has, make n as the subject of the formula. N as the subject of the formula, it is very easy, nothing to do with this drawing. Okay, we want to find n. Okay, I just swap the sides is equal to E on n is equal to E upon 3. Now this is the whole story of part A. We have to make n as a subject. Now in part B, find the value of n of the prism with 21 edges. Now E is equal to 21. For example, E is equal to 21. It is given E is equal to 21. Then what will we do? Just manipulate this 21 in this formula. Okay. Now it will become n is equal to 21 upon 3, that is equal to 7. That means the base has 7 sides. The base has 7 sides. Okay. Okay, now, my dear students, examination practice questions have been concluded. So let me start with past paper questions. Past paper questions. Past paper question. Let me take the first question. PPqs. PPqs. Past paper questions. Now factorize. First question is to factorize a given term, which is 2x minus 4xy. Okay, very easy question. It was asked in February, March 2016. Okay, old question. So what will we do? You will see what is the common in between the two. Now you can see that there is x common, there is 2 common in between the two. So we'll bring them out. Now 2 is common in both. Just remember this diagram. Remember this diagram in some chapter earlier. Now you see that 2 is common. 2 times is 4, and x is also common. So I am going to bring x as well. So 1 minus, so 2 is already out. 1, 2 has been left. Write that 2. X has been gone out. So only y is left inside. So it is the total answer of question number 1. Now question number 2. Question number 2, make R the subject of this formula. Now formula is given, V is equal to cube root of P plus R. P plus R, yes. Now as I told you, when this is empty, it means it is the square root, or it will be unless and otherwise it will be specified. Now you see that it has been specified here that this is the cube root. So it is the cube root. So what will we do to remove this cube? We have to apply cubes on both sides. Apply cube on both sides. Okay. So we are going to apply cube on both sides. And what will it do? V cube is equal to P plus R. Now this will be translated into, this thing will be translated into 1 by 3. Okay. Now this is what this is written. This is exactly what this is written. And of course, our cube. Okay, now this will be changed into, V cube. This will be changed into V cube, and this will cancel this, and it will become P plus R. Now what will have, we have to make R the subject. Now we have to make R the subject. So I'm going to swap again. P plus R is equal to V cube. I swapped the sides. I brought this side over here and this side over there. Okay. Now what is our final? We have to make R the subject. So R is equal to V cube minus P. V cube minus P. Now this is because from here P is positive. So when it will go there, it will become negative. V cube minus P. V cube minus P. Now dear students, let me take question number 3. Very easy questions coming up. Expand the bracket. Expand the brackets. Y is within the bracket is 3 minus y cube. 3 minus y cube. Very much easy. Now suppose that y has already been taken out as a common. So I have to multiply it back where its original position was. So 3 multiplied by y is equal to 3y, and y multiplied with, now bases are same and powers will be added. There, here it is 3 power, here it is 1, so it will become 4. Now this is your answer. Factorize completely. Fourth, 4xy plus 12yz plus 12yz. Okay. Now you see 4 is common, y is common. X is not common and z is not common. So leave behind x and y, x and z. and bring whatsoever is common. Now 4 is common in between the two. Now again let me do it like this: 4, 3. Now there are two factors of here, 4 and 3. So we are bringing 4 out of here. So y is again common. So here we are left with only x. We are left with only x plus the sign will remain as it is, and 4 has been brought out, 3 will remain in, y has been brought out, z will remain there. So this is the whole answer. Question number 5. I hope I have much space to complete my solve the equation. Now I have to solve the equation, and that is 5 2y minus 17. 2y minus 17 is equal to 60. Now, my dear students, it has been made easy for us. It is already has been made easy for us. Now 5 is common over here. Now you can easily get rid of this 5 first. At the very first step, you can get in the next step, not here, in the next step, but I am going to do it here. Divide it with 5, divide it with 5. Divide it 5 on both sides, because one operation at one side, do it on the other as well. 5 12 times 60. 5 1 times 5 and 2 5 12 times 60. Now we are left only with, let me do it over here, 2y minus 17 is equal to 12. 2y minus 17 is equal to 12. Okay, now I'll proceed. Now remove this 17 from here. 2y is equal to 12 plus 17, because it was minus over here. So when it will go there, it will change its sign to positive. Now 2y plus 17, 12 plus 17 will be how much? 29. And here it will be 2y. I'm sorry that some of the part are not recorded, so I am going to repeat this question again. Dear students, question number 5. It was not completed, so I am going to repeat it. It starts 5 2y minus 17 is equal to 60. Very luckily, it is 60. Okay. The question has been already made easy for us. 5 has been taken common, so we can get rid of this 5 at the very first step. So in the next preceding step, suppose it is the next step, we'll divide the both sides with 5. Now we have gotten rid of this 5 from here, and we have come with 12. So in the next step, we are left with this. Okay, now get rid of this as well. Take it to there, is equal to 12 by plus 17, plus 17. 12 plus 17. So it will become 2y is equal to 29, and divide both sides with 2. Divide both sides with 2, it will become 5y is equal to 29.2. Now you can write it as you like. You can even write it 14.5. You can even write it 14 and a half. All the three answers are correct. So my dear students, a couple of questions are left. And now my dear students, sixth question. We have already completed 5 questions. Now 6th question is solve the question. 6th question, past paper questions. Okay, it is 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. 5 is equal to 16. Very easy question, just like the question we have already done. So it will become, just remove this bracket, no need of these brackets anymore. 3x minus 5 is equal to 16. Remove this 5 from here, bring it over here. It will become 3x is equal to 16 plus 5. Now you see, add these up, it will become 21. So it will become 21 and it will remain as 3x. Now get rid of this 3 as well. Now it will become like this, x is equal to 7. Now my dear students, last question of the day and the last question of this exercise and this chapter as well. It is factorize completely. Now I have to factorize 6x square, 6xy square, 6xy square plus 8y. Very easy again. Go to like this, like this. You see, what are you getting from this? 2 is common in between the two. So let me do it over here, and also y is common. Okay, now bring 2 and y, 2 and y, you will get 2 3 times, 2 3 times and x, 2 3 times and x is there, and 1 y is still there, 1 y is still there, plus 4 and y has already been taken out. So this is complete answer for this. So my dear students, the chapter and exercise has been concluded. So hope you would have enjoyed this lecture and the lecture relating to question number 6. In our next chapter we'll be doing perimeter, area and volume. Very interesting chapter, area and volume. This is chapter number 7. Now it's time to say you goodbye and also time to sign off. Stay tuned with my group also, which is Mathsnatic group at Facebook. Okay, it's time to see you. It's time to say you goodbye. Allah Hafiz.